Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. As I look back over the past 24 hours, many colourful developments are before me, various kinds of developments. It is quite a difficult task to understand these strange and diverse developments and decide how to put them into one mould, one framework, one structure. These developments are related to the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. They are also related to Pakistan's former Prime Minister, Mr. Imran Khan. They are related to the colourful Prime Minister from Form 47, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif, and his meetings past and upcoming. These developments are connected to one of Pakistan's most important figures in history, General Asif Munir, Field Marshal General Asif Munir. They also involve Sohail Warich. They also involve Falak Javed, who mysteriously disappeared, was made to disappear, was kidnapped. These developments also relate to Ali Muhammad Khan's ticket, along with very interesting videos. But I think it would be too much to start with all of that if I don't first talk about the world's most important developments currently related to America and Donald Trump. So, let's start with New York, where on Tuesday what happened was like a dark comedy show, but you can call it a dark comedy. It began when the President of America, Honorable Donald Trump, reached the building of the United Nations. The One United Nations Plaza in New York. Unfortunately for the UN, their elevator and escalator stopped working midway. The UN explained that Donald Trump's team had videographers who might have accidentally pressed a button, and CCTV video evidence exists. But Donald Trump does not accept this explanation. The second incident was when Donald Trump went to deliver his speech, which he generously did for the world, and his teleprompter stopped working. The UN team said that the operational responsibility for the teleprompter was with Donald Trump's team and the White House. The UN had no connection to it. But then Donald Trump strongly criticized the UN, saying this organization has eaten up all the funds. In fact, the UN's funds have been nearly cut off. He said, "When neither the escalator nor the elevator works, and when the teleprompter does not work, how can this world provide peace and security?" He really scolded them. This is big because teleprompters are very important in the life of media. Many of you are probably familiar with teleprompters. Many famous TV anchors in Pakistan, both women and men, use teleprompters, especially women who speak very fluently with the help of teleprompters. Palak Sharma, who was very famous before World is One Win in India, and now I believe she's on First Post or somewhere else, also cannot speak without a teleprompter. But when Donald Trump started speaking without a teleprompter, he went off the rails, out of control, out of script. Nobody really knows what the original script was that the Department of State or the White House team had prepared, but now that Donald Trump is free and not bound in any way, he has scolded the whole world. Most of his criticism was aimed at European countries on immigration. He said that these poor fools don't know how to handle immigration. These people have allowed people into their countries whose faces don't resemble theirs, who are different and look different. What he meant was that basically European countries have allowed non-white populations to immigrate rapidly, which has disturbed their culture, traditions, and even their genetic codes. He said only he knows how to handle immigration. He has detained, arrested, and deported people, creating such conditions that now no immigrants are coming toward America. To a great extent, that is true. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, in America has created such terror within Hispanic and Indian communities that currently no new immigrants are coming to America. But he did not only criticize immigration, he also targeted the United Nations. He claimed that the scientific research done by the UN and its subsidiary bodies regarding the environment is all fake, bogus, with no scientific basis. He called it a hoax and said this is the biggest con job of the UN, whose elevators don't work, whose teleprompters don't work. What do they know about the environment? He called all of it nonsense. Then, referring to Ukraine, he said he was very disappointed. He thought stopping the Ukraine war would be comparatively easy. He is disappointed with Russia's President Vladimir Putin and Russia as well, but he thinks the Ukraine war will ultimately continue. Just a few hours earlier, while talking to Volodymyr Zelensky, he made a new statement saying Ukraine has the right to get back all the land and territory occupied by Russia. That land should be returned to Ukraine. It is Ukraine's right. Zelensky commented that he was very surprised when Donald Trump said all these things to him. But while addressing the United Nations, Donald Trump quickly turned his guns towards the Europeans again. He said that Europeans, China, and also India have been buying oil from Russia, and because of this, Russia is continuing the war. When Donald Trump criticized the UN heavily, within a few hours many reactions came in. The President of the United States was speaking, and then the official spokesperson of China from Beijing clarified two things. First, China said that the whole world, including Europe and the US, has been doing business with Russia. The allegation that China has financed the war by trading with Russia is completely false. But the more interesting point from China's official statement was that China supports the United Nations. The role of the UN in world history is irreplaceable. The UN and United Nations have done immense work for peace, security and human development. Now, the anger of Donald Trump's team against the UN is being expressed systematically by many people. A few hours earlier, Ambassador Jal Khalil Jad also tweeted early on Tuesday morning. He said 80 years have passed and the UN has a role in peace and security. The US president needs to be careful on this. It seems that all of Donald Trump's opponents, supporters and admirers are constantly building a case that the UN has failed. But what is the reality? The reality is that if the UN has failed to provide peace and security, it is because of repeated use of veto power by the United States. The US has used the most vetoes in history, disproportionately over 80% of all vetoes in 80 years. Most of those vetoes have been to protect Israel's interests. Currently, the situation is that on Sunday and Monday, Britain and Canada officially recognized the Palestinian state. On Monday, France recognized it along with Malta and Portugal. All these states are formally recognizing Palestine as a member state of the UN, which can only happen if no member of the Security Council vetoes it. But the threat is that if the Security Council resolution is brought, the US will veto it again to protect Israel. All circumstances suggest that this will happen. Donald Trump spoke about Gaza and Ukraine. About Gaza, he said there should be a ceasefire. He wants a ceasefire, but it has not happened because Hamas has repeatedly broken its promises and has not delivered on ceasefire agreements. Hamas has rejected peace proposals. He also accused Britain, France, Australia, Canada, Spain, Portugal, Malta and the rest of the world of encouraging Hamas terrorists, which is why the war has not stopped. According to him, all the talk of the two-state solution on the stage is nonsense, and the real reason ceasefire is not happening is because of Hamas. This is a strange statement coming from the American president because the Oslo Accord of 1993 between the Palestinian Authority and Israel was fully backed by the United States. The US has always supported a two-state solution. This is the first time an American president has openly said the two-state solution is impractical. Just a few hours before Trump's speech, Secretary of State Mark Room appeared on a TV channel and said that a two-state solution is impossible at the moment. It will only happen through negotiations with Israel. Since there is a war going on now, the ceasefire will be looked at later. This is a seismic change, as this is the first American administration to theoretically retreat from the two-state solution. But after Trump blamed Hamas issued a press release in English saying the US president is completely wrong. Hamas welcomed every US proposal, including the amended January proposal brought by Steve Witkoff, which Hamas accepted. If peace and ceasefire have not happened, the entire responsibility lies with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who does not want ceasefire or peace, Hamas said. Donald Trump's statements about the UN mean there is always a ruckus in America. People outside America may not realize that Donald Trump's statements have now become very common in America. Before going to the UN, Donald Trump said in another press talk that the drug Tylenol, a headache and painkiller medicine, is the reason pregnant women take it, and this is the cause of the high autism rates in children in America. This was also a widely criticized statement because the scientific and medical community completely disagrees with Trump's conclusion. Now, let's look a little further. Everything mentioned so far has been up to a certain extent. A few hours before this speech, or around the same time period, they held two meetings with the heads of Muslim countries, chief executive dictators or kings, including Pakistan's Prime Minister, Mr. Shahbaz Sharif. It's worth noting that Shahbaz Sharif's mention is just in passing because most of the discussion involved Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Indonesia's President Joko Widodo, who were more frequently mentioned in newspapers. Regarding Pakistan's Prime Minister, it's only noted that Pakistan was also present. These two meetings being talked about prominently include Pakistan, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister, Turkey, Indonesia, and Egypt. In these meetings, Donald Trump's basic two objectives were: first, that a Muslim or Arab stabilization force takes control of Gaza so that Israeli forces can withdraw from there. And second, that the reconstruction of Gaza, which was destroyed by Israel using American assistance, be funded by Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, since obviously Pakistan cannot provide funding but can send construction companies. Someone has to provide the money. This is the current situation. According to these developments, Indonesia has said it is ready to send its troops. This is from President Widodo's side. And Turkey's President Erdogan has said that the meeting was very positive. Donald Trump also raised his hand to say it was a very positive meeting. It was said there would be a press release issued by the White House, but several hours later, no press release has been issued. As I've said, many dozens of newspapers worldwide covered this, but Pakistan was often not mentioned. In some places, Pakistan's Prime Minister was mentioned just to say Pakistan was also participating. But there is no indication that Pakistan took part in the discussion. However, Shahbaz Sharif's team themselves released a video, I believe Atatar and others issued it, showing Shahbaz Sharif and Ishaq Dar grabbing Donald Trump's arm in a corridor or gallery. It's a 36-second video showing Shahbaz Sharif and Ishaq Dar, forcibly trying to meet Donald Trump. You can see in the video that Trump tries to pull his hand and arm away to leave, but Shahbaz Sharif does not let go of his arm. I will try to show you the video. When we saw it, we were quite disappointed for poor Shahbaz Sharif. After coming so far, this was what happened. But now, Pakistan's English newspaper Express Tribune has, just a few hours ago, claimed that on Thursday Shahbaz Sharif will travel from New York to Washington and will have a 1-hour bilateral meeting with President Donald Trump. For Shahbaz Sharif, this bilateral meeting is very significant for many reasons. First, he has been deeply humiliated, despite being Prime Minister. But in the second or third week of June, his army chief, Field Marshal Asif Munir, had a 2-hour lunch with President Donald Trump, along with his DG ISI. This caused great embarrassment to the Prime Minister. People thought the Prime Minister did not matter. So now, when his meeting takes place, that humiliation will lessen and his importance will increase, especially inside Pakistan, even though hardly anyone outside Pakistan knows about this. There's another significance too. Some sources believe that through the photo opportunity and optics with Donald Trump, the Sharif family wants to secure guarantees from Trump. They want to make him realize that, sir, we also matter. We are the Prime Minister. We are the ruling family. Secondly, they want General Asif Munir to be convinced to replace Raheel Sharif in 2027. Apparently, Mohammed bin Salman, who was represented by his foreign minister Faisal bin Farhan in the meetings of the Muslim countries, has given a tentative approval that General Asif Munir could replace Raheel Sharif for the Islamic Military Alliance Force in 2027. MBS is reportedly very serious about making this military alliance like NATO. If sufficient progress is not made, there are many structural and legal hurdles in the way. There were high expectations from Turkey that it would contribute, but Turkey says its participation would affect its NATO status. Pakistan was also not ready to go too far in this. There were other reasons as well, but sources say MBS is very serious about this. Regarding this, I also have information from Pakistani military sources that General Asim Munir is setting up 3 to 5 new commands with 3-star generals, some inside the country and 2 or 3 outside Pakistan. These are related to Pakistan's military presence and structure in the Muslim world, especially Saudi Arabia and GCC countries. I have these details, but I have many other issues to cover, so I will share detailed information in the next week and would like the rest of the media to confirm it. Now, an interesting news item is a slide from Sohail Vaq, who says he was in Britain and received an invitation to Shahbaz Sharif's convention. He was called and he went, but then some intelligence agent called him and uninvited him, saying he did not need to come. After that, he tried to contact Shahbaz Sharif's team, but they refused to recognize him. As the Urdu saying goes, the sky changes color many times, or whatever the story is. This is the situation for poor Sohail Vaq. Before I move to Pakistan's internal affairs, I will talk about Falak Javed's disappearance. What treatment is being given to Imran Khan? What is the current situation of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's rallies? What interesting videos does Ali Muhammad Khan have? There has been a very significant development in the last 24 hours. According to sources from Bar Saghir, the German ambassador to India, Dr. Philip Ackerman, has issued a video which is quite significant. He said that Indian IT experts, technology professionals and experts should come to Germany. He stated that Indian professionals in Germany earn very high salaries, higher than German workers and professionals. They welcome Indians. He also said something very interesting. Germany's immigration process, without naming the United States, is very stable and reliable, like the reputation of German cars such as Mercedes, Audi, and BMW. German cars are considered very stable and reliable. Even in the United States, the most prestigious cars are German, so his point was that Indians are welcome. What does this mean? Germans are basically a very race-conscious nation, so inviting Indians for immigration indicates either a very high demand for Indian technical experts, or it could be a critique of Donald Trump's government policies. Now coming back to Pakistan, which can be called a trouble land. Falak Javed was first detained and went missing. Then a photo of her was released. Hassan Ayub, who is a government media person, said that she had spoken out against the local administration, made videos, and accused state institutions. Everyone must face the law. I fear that if Pakistan's situation changes, Hassan Ayub might also have to face the law. Falak Javed, as you know, is the sister of Sanam Javed and is a PTI worker. Hassan Ayub's tweeting about her disappearance and claiming she was arrested is a mystery to me. Her father held a press talk with Asa Siddiqui and shared many details. Now, moving to Imran Khan and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's dynamics. On Tuesday, Imran Khan's lawyers boycotted the proceedings of the ATC, the Anti-Terrorism Court, which is forcing Imran Khan to attend hearings via WhatsApp video. The conditions were very bad, no audio or video was coming through. Imran Khan's lawyers said this was not a proper method and was illegal, but the judge was not ready to stop the proceedings. In all this, Imran Khan's video presence is only to show that he is there. He cannot talk to his lawyers or the court. His presence is being forced. The ATC recorded statements from 8 witnesses against him and said that the next hearing will be similar, with Imran Khan in jail and attendance recorded via WhatsApp. 9 more witnesses will be recorded. Newspapers claim that the government, or the establishment, wants this case about the attack on GHQ to be quickly disposed of. What is the real reason for all this drama? It is a farcical trial to prevent Imran Khan from meeting family, media or generals, and to block the transmission of his messages. Given this situation, the PTI's Peshawar rally on September 27 is of great importance. Junaid Akbar gave a press talk about it. The responsibility for the rally is on Junaid Akbar and Ali Amin Gandapur. The rally is important anyway, but given the circumstances between Rawalpindi and Islamabad, its importance increases. If Ali Amin Gandapur is sincere and competent, and Junaid Akbar is serious about Imran Khan, they must set a date and gather people from inside Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Failure to gather even 100,000 people in Peshawar would be a huge failure. Gathering a large crowd in Peshawar will send a strong message and could change the power dynamics Imran Khan faces in Rawalpindi and Islamabad. Finally, I saw a very interesting video of PTI leader Ali Muhammad Khan. He has been involved in a lot of controversy since making some statements via Imran Khan's Twitter account on Asma Shiraz's program. But the video I saw made me unsure whether it was genuine or AI generated. In the video, 2 young men are standing behind him, touching his hair and locks in a manner reminiscent of showreels of film stars and actresses. Where I live, in America, if a man had such a video issued, it would cause a big problem because of how it would be interpreted. But even in Pakistan's culture, for any responsible, serious politician representing their people, a video like this appearing on TikTok is very disturbing. I am sure Ali Muhammad Khan will explain where this video came from. That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.